Ladies and gentlemen, I know you've heard this phrase before, whether tongue in cheek or, well, just in reality. And that phrase is, what's in a name? What's in a name? And when I say name, I'm talking about first names. Is there something to a person's name and how they behave or carry on or is treated? I'll let you know what I think about that on the Fabulous Form Factor coming up next.
Want to hear something fabulous? Broadcast in a forum and full of facts? Well, you've come to the right place. It's the Fabulous Forum Factor podcast with all its pizzazz. And now here's your host, Mr. Kenneth Moultrie.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fabulous Forum Factor. And I am your host, Kenneth Moultrie, here on this Wednesday, July 21st, 2021. And I want to thank you for listening and all your support you have offered and given to me over the past year or so. Everything is looking on the up and up. And once again, I still would like to kindly ask you to share, follow, like, comment, subscribe, like you've been doing, and hopefully your social media followers will do the very same. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been thinking. I've been doing some thinking. And like I said, I wanted to talk about what's in a name. Does a name really define you? Is a name really something that you think about, that you're tagged a particular name and you may have to live up to an expectation or a belief or even a stereotype? Or is it the person or persons who actually name you? Are they responsible for, well, they're responsible for your name, but are they responsible because they have a certain way about them, a mentality that if they are a particular way and they tag that name on a particular someone, mainly their son or even daughters, then it's a reflection. Like, when you know those saying, like, the the apple doesn't fall far from the cabbage patch, or the orange doesn't roll far from the orchid, something like that. But that is what some people would believe. And the names can mean something when it comes to a lot of different things. And I'm going to touch on a few of them in this particular episode. The first example I want to use, ladies and gentlemen, is about two particular football teams, college football teams. And the names on one particular team and the names on the other particular team. So what I mean by this, I'm gonna dig through this. So I need you to stick with me. I'm gonna dig through this real quick. I took the football team from one particular military academy. As you all know, I am an avid sports fan, and college football is right up there near the top of my favorite sports. So I took a college football team from one of the military academies, and I took another college football team from a Division I school in the United States. Okay, so what I did was I looked at the names, the first names of just like 20 players. I took random 20 players from each team. And I want to show you, I'm going to read to you the difference in names. And I want you to think for yourself. Please leave in the comment box, suggestions, whatever, my email, that what you think about this. Is there some validity, ladies and gentlemen, to this? Am I just pulling at straws, or is it, do you really believe this? Have you thought about this, but just have never really, thought to put it to, the fire? So in one military academy, now let me explain this to you all real quick about the military academy. It is a different, whether it's the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs or the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, or West Point, the Army West Point Academy in upstate New York. It doesn't matter. They are top of the line education and physical prowess. You have to be a stud in both just to be considered, just to be a candidate. They take the best of the very best of the very best. And still, if you qualify, you're probably going to get left out. Maybe 40% of the best are left out just because of a numbers game. So therefore, you can bet your bottom dollar that the 60, that the people that they accept academically and physically they're at the top of the food chain. That's where the doctors come from, the commercial flight officers, pilots come from, the best lawyers, and the people with the most integrity. So I'm just putting that out there so I can just, have a smooth carpet to walk on when I tell you what I want to tell you. So once again, I am going to just rattle off the first names of the football team at this one particular military academy. Now, once again, this is the football team. This is not the mainstream academy, where the, real eggheads are. But I would say that the military, that the football team, the sports and the athletic department are more well-rounded individuals. But once again, the football team. Here is some of the first names of the football team of this military academy. Eric, Rodney, Mark, Lawrence, Kenneth, my name, Daryl, Anderson, Simon, Gerald, Keith, Sidney, Franklin, Paul, Philip, Darnell, Courtney, Jerry, Edward, Zachary, and Kevin. Now, of course, there are more, but you got the gist of it. These are the type of names that are on, the first names that are on the football team of one particular military academy for this particular upcoming year. Or maybe it was a year past. I don't want to say. But trust me, these are actual names of the football team. Now, I am going to read you, just to make my point, I am going to read you the first names of athletes on this Division I football team, and I'm going to compare the names. Now, and it's not the University of Alabama, because I know there's going to be a name on here. I know there's a name on here that you are going to go, oh, what do you mean? He won the Heisman Trophy and now he plays for the Miami Dolphins. No, he doesn't. That's not Alabama. I can tell you that right now. But anyway, here it goes. Kentavious, Dontrell, Laquan, Lamarcus, DeMonte, Aquan, Trayvon, a lot of Trayvons, Adarius, Devontae, that's the name I was talking about. It's not the Alabama Crimson Tide. Jaquez, Kivante, Randarius, Travarius, Montravius, Kianko, Saquon, Jaquez. And I think I have this list, but I think I might have missed one or skipped over one. But hopefully you get the gist of that. Now, those are Black American ethnic names read on the list of this Division I college football team in the United States. The first one from the military academy college football team in the United States. Now, what does this mean? So let's go back to the military academy. Now, obviously, the guys who have their first name do not have any control over what their first names are. So their parents are naming them. Now, I'm going to say this. If these athletes and these cadets who attend and are accepted at these prestigious military academies, ladies and gentlemen, 90% of them are raised in a household, whether they're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. Just the mere fact of them being accepted, a candidate for a military academy, for the first points in their favor is that I think it was 93% of them have a mother and a father in the household who are together when they are shipped off to Colorado Springs, West Point, or Annapolis, Maryland. Those are the military academies. They have a mother and a father in the household when they are shipped off to serve their country. The list I read from the Division I students and or collegiate athletes are at 21%. That means 80%, roughly 79 technically, do not have a mother and a father in the same household when they were shipped off to go to college. So, when you look at the ethnic, Black American ethnic name, so we say what's in a name and who is naming these sons and daughters. This episode is not going to be about the daughters, but you know for yourself that these girls, females' names are just as identifiable, if not more, than the guys' names. Okay? But we'll get to that on another episode, I promise you. So, who's naming these boys? Obviously, if you look at the list from the Division I, well, the college football, let me just say, I keep saying Division I, the Air Force Academy, the Naval Academy, and West Point, they're Division I football. Their level of football is Division I. It's just like Alabama, LSU, Arkansas, whatever. It's the same. But the people who are naming these boys that went to these schools that are not in the military academy family are basically mothers. They're single mothers because, once again, it's 21%. It's 21%. Now, I kind of think, I have to do a little more research. I kind of think that number is a little generous, that 21%. I don't know. I think it's somewhere around 12% or 11%. I think that 0.1 and an extra 10% is coming for when, they are appearing at schools and whatnot. I don't know, but that's just my philosophy on it. So you have a lot of these single mothers, ladies and gentlemen, who are very Afrocentric. Back to Africa. Black Lives Matter. They are for their people. They are down for the cause. So, yeah, a lot of these ethnic Black American names for boys and girls are biblically driven. They are biblically driven. And as maybe off-keel as they sound, Laquan, LaMarcus, they do have biblical annotations. So a lot of Black people, especially single mothers who've had, a hard time, they lean more to spirituality, if I said that word right. They lean more toward faith. And so they want their sons to be named something out of, if not the Bible, but something